Hey everybody, Nam here again, back to do my weekly NFL predictions. This time doing the week 6 segment for the 2022/23 season. Just to recap real quick though, I went 10-6. I actually did pretty decent. Started off horrible though, lost the Thursday night game and then the early Sunday game. I was off to an 0-2 start, and then I lost. I picked Detroit to beat New England. Cleveland lost on a missed field goal, and Jacksonville lost to Houston. In my other game, I lost Seattle, New Orleans, which was a shootout. But like I said, I ended up 10-6, so I am now 42, 31, and 1 on the year. Let's get right into this week. This Thursday night matchup seems like a toss up in a way, which both teams are kind of just. I mean, they're not really trending upwards, that's for sure. Um, Chicago, they don't really have much of a passing game, and Washington's kind of in the same boat. Wentz hasn't been living up to expectations there. Um, I'm gonna go with Chicago in this one. It's really hard to tell. I'm just going to say they have the nod at running back, but it really is a toss up for this one. Baltimore versus Giants. Giants really showed adversity that they were able to overcome it. Saquon Barkley's leading the way. Daniel Jones, didn't necessarily put up solid numbers, but I think he played mistake-free football for the most part, and that allowed the Giants to basically practically shut out the Packers in the second half, minus giving up a late safety for purposes of just making sure the ball didn't get into the hands of Green Bay, which they did have an opportunity late, but nonetheless, so the Giants. I'm going to take them over Baltimore actually, and I think they will improve to 5-1. Jacksonville versus Indianapolis. This is also kind of a toss-up game, but I think I'm going to give the nod to Jacksonville. It just doesn't seem anything's clicking for Indianapolis with Matt Ryan. Jonathan Taylor's been kind of kept at bay for this season, and now their backup running back uh, took a big hit last week, and he's banged up and going to be probably out for some time. I'm just going to take Jacksonville in this one. I just feel confident taking Trevor Lawrence and company. New England versus Cleveland. I'm going to take Cleveland, but don't make no mistake about it. New England, I mean, they're 2-3. Jacoby Myers has certainly been a good weapon. New England's like on their second or third quarterback for the year. I believe it's their backup, but I just think Cleveland has the weapons, with Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb at running back, the tight end been playing well. So I got to give the nod to Cleveland here. Cincinnati versus New Orleans. This could be maybe another type of situation where it's a shootout, but knowing my luck, because I have Joe Burrow as my fantasy quarterback, probably be kind of like low scoring 20s, 27, 20, something like that. I'll give the nod to Cincy here, but they did lose a close one. I believe they just came, yeah, I believe the last second field goal against the Ravens. They had a chance there, but uh, nevertheless, uh, Ravens won that game, but I'm taking the Bengals here. Tampa Bay versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just doesn't look like they know what they're doing, where they're at. A lot of fans I see on Twitter just uh, unease, rightfully so. Tampa Bay, I think their defense will shut down Pittsburgh, and then I think Tom Brady and company will go on methodical drives. They won't necessarily maybe put up the points that Buffalo did, but I think it'll be enough that they really hold Pittsburgh and keep them at bay. So we're taking the Buccaneers here. San Francisco versus Atlanta. Right away, I'm taking San Francisco. I just don't know if Marcus Mariota is not the answer there for a quarterback, but that's just how I see it. The 49ers, they have some injuries, and Kittle is not going to be used primarily what they would like him to be used as a receiving tight end, as he has to take on now the dual role, so to speak, of an extra blocker, which is what tight ends. A lot of tight ends get used as, but he has that dual threat of being a block and a receiving tight end. So I'm going with the 49ers. The Jets versus the Packers. I'm going to say the Packers rebound in this game. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be angry uh, and come out with a purpose on this one and get his guys and get his young players together. And, um, it's someone said something interesting. It seems to be true. It seems like they have one. If they have one bad drive, they seem to unravel. Well, they got to prove to themselves that they can come overcome that adversity and get back to winning ways because uh, they can't afford to be giving games away like that, or else it might cost them a division title and possibly a playoff spot. But I'm going to go with Green Bay in this one. Minnesota versus Miami. I'm going to take Minnesota this one. Miami statistically gives a lot of receiving yards, so I think that bodes well for players such as Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, and Kirk Cousins will try to exploit that. So we're going to go with the Vikings there. Carolina versus LA Rams. Cooper Cup is basically the shining spot of that offense. We'll take the Rams in this one. Carolina has just not been playing well at all. They just fired the coach, Matt Rule, and I'm not sure if the change is going to do anything this week. So we're going with the Rams. Arizona versus Seattle. I like what I saw from Seattle despite their loss. Kenneth Walker, though, will be overtaking duties as lead running back. Rashad Penny, I believe, is out for the year with a serious ankle injury. But it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds and what that means or what goes on for here from here on out for them with Kenneth Walker. So here's probably the game of the week: Buffalo versus Kansas City. I'll take this to be a shootout, and I'm going to say Kansas City wins this one. And I think it's going to be high scoring. So I'm taking the Chiefs here, but it's going to be anyone's game. Both Super Bowl contenders. Dallas versus Philadelphia, another game type of game of the week. Winner will probably have possession of first place in their division, or at least a tie of it. Um, but I got to give the nod to Philadelphia. They still found another way to win last week. Uh, but until they're beaten, I don't see them going undefeated. But Jalen Hurts has been playing pretty well. Other players, Sanders might have not played well this week, but the week before that, he stepped up. So it's just all about people making the most of their opportunities and filling in when they need to, and elevating their game to make sure the team gets the win. So we're going with the Eagles here. And then the Monday night game between Denver and the Chargers, I'm going with the Chargers. I saw that play where it was 4th and 1 for the Broncos, and Wilson threw the ball, kind of remnants of Super Bowl 49 when they only had that they could have just handed off the ball to Marshawn Lynch. But and his reaction just seemed like he just kind of didn't care, and the fans booing him. And I don't know if it was on that play, but I mean, it just seemed though not any emotion, of like, of urgency to make sure, is putting his team in the best position to win. So those are my picks though for week 6. Feel free to let me know where you agree or disagree. And with that said, as always, I'm Nam, and always use your noodle.